Hi, and thanks for joining us for our class today. So today's class we're going to work on some stretching and strengthening movements, so really looking at some flexibility and mobility focus this week. So we're going to start in standing and warm up and then come down into 4-point kneeling and then round onto our backs and finishing the class off in sitting. So as much as possible I'm going to show you some different options for the exercises, so always work to a level that suits you because most importantly we want you to enjoy the class. Okay, so when you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to bring those toes apart and those heels apart, so those feet at that hip width distance. Just to start with, we're going to transfer that weight coming to the fronts of your toes and then back onto your heels. So just slowly forwards and back. And just look to find that midpoint between those two movements, so that weight's going nice and evenly down to your feet. Knees nice and soft, so not locked back from there. Hands up onto your pelvis and very gently we're going to tilt that pelvis forward and then tilting it back. So just a gentle movement forwards and back. Just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements so that pelvis is in a nice and neutral position. That core's gently engaged, ribs soft, collarbones wide, and that neck nice and long. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to start by just warming up through our upper back. So we're going to float our hands up to shoulder height and we're going to do our bow and arrow stretch. So breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to reach around and back, looking with that head, and then back to that center. Good. Reaching away, looking round and back, and then back to that center. Good. So just opening out through that chest, looking round and back, folding back. Good. Lovely. So breathing out, so reaching back, breathing as you're folding back to the start. Well done. So opening out through that upper spine, just looking around with that head to stretch that as well. Just going to where you're comfortable. Feel a little bit stiff in that upper back. Just go to where you're comfortable. Well done. Reaching around and back and forwards. Good. And back. Lovely. Last couple here. And let's do one last one each side. And folding back. And then back to that center. Well done. Relax those arms down. Just relaxing those shoulders there. Very good. Okay, so we're going to add in some heel raises now. So just keeping those feet that hip width distance apart, I want you to come up onto those toes and then lowering back down. So just working our calves when we come up onto our toes, but also challenging that balance as well. Good, so just raising up onto those toes and lowering down. Now if you can, we're going to add in our arms, so as you lift up, raise your hands, lower back down. Good, and down. Raising up and lowering down. So just working a little bit on that balance. And again, as I said, working those calves. Good. Now this time we're going to raise up. I want you to stay up if you can and keep those arms lifted, and we're just going to drop our heels halfway and lift up again. Drop down halfway and lift up. Well done. Drop down halfway and lifting up. Good. Drop halfway again, lifting up. Drop halfway and lift up. One more time. Drop halfway and lift up. And then lowering those heels down, lower those arms down. Well done. And relax those legs there. Very good. Okay, so I'm just going to work on a little bit of coordination as well now. So I'm going to raise my hands back up to the ceiling. And I want you to just lift one knee. And we're going to tap with the opposite hand to the knee and back down. Opposite leg, tapping and back down. Good. So tap the knee. Lower down. Now keep that core engaged, that control through that center, tap the knee, lift back up. So we're alternating sides, tapping the knee, lifting up. Good, so just flexing at that hip, tapping and lifting up. Good. Breathing out, so tapping down. Good. Opposite side, reaching up. And lift up. Well done. And up. Very good, well done. A little bit of coordination, concentration, tapping knee and lifting up. Very good. Last few. Breathing out as you're tapping. Good. And let's do one more each side. And opposite side. And then float those arms back down. Well done, roll those shoulders, give them a rest. Very good. Okay, so let's work our legs a little bit more here. We're going to work our glute muscles. So we're going to bring our leg out to the side. So keeping that pelvis level, we're going to reach the leg out to the side and fold back down. Reaching out and folding down. Now if it feels too much, you can just have your toe tapping. So keep that in contact with the floor. Or you can flex the foot, lift above. Now the leg you're standing on is working really hard to support you, and you'll feel it working in those muscles as well, because those glutes are working hard to stabilise this leg. And this side we're working hard to bring that leg out to the side. Good. So reaching out, folding back. Keeping that pelvis level, it's not a huge movement. My body's staying in that centre. If you find your body's moving side to side, you're probably going a little bit too far with that leg. Well done. Reaching away, folding back. Good. And back. Last few. Good. And let's do one last time. And fold back down. Well done. Very good. Okay. So let's do the same on the opposite side. So either going to reach out with that toe touching the floor, or we can flex the foot and reach out, coming back. So the leg you're standing on again is working really hard to support you as you're reaching out, folding back. Good. Keeping that centre the same, that pelvis level. Well done. Breathing out, hand in. Just not holding your breath. Good. Well done. Reaching out. So again, that leg's working hard to support you. Make sure that knee's soft, not locked back there. Well done. Reaching out, folding back. Just do a few more here. Reaching out, folding back. Very good. And again, last few. And let's do one more. And fold that leg back down. Well done. Give those muscles a little rest there. Okay, so let's just stretch through our sides. So feet still that hip width distance apart. Stretch my mat back out. So feet that hip width distance apart. And then we're going to reach over with one arm, just stretching through our sides. And I want you to fold in the middle here, coming around and lifting that arm back up. Good. Okay, let's do that again. So reaching over one side, just stretch through that side. Then we're going to fold in the middle, coming around in that circle, and then reaching up. Good. And again, reaching over, fold in the middle, coming around, and lifting back up to that centre. One last time. Reaching over, fold in the middle, coming around, and then reaching up. Lovely. Float that arm back down. We do the same on the other side. So reach that arm up, drop down into that side stretch here. We're going to fold in the middle, coming around, and then lifting back up. Good. Reaching over, folding in the middle, coming around, and then lifting back up. Lovely. And again, reaching over, folding in the middle, coming around, and lifting back up. Lovely. One last time. Reaching over, folding in the middle, coming around, and then reaching up. Lovely. Float that arm back down. Just relaxing this there. Good. Okay, now I want you to bring your legs a bit wider now. So we're going to come apart again and again. So our legs are sort of further than hip width distance apart. Okay, so we're going to do a roll down here with our legs a bit wider. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to chuck that chin down and just slowly roll those hands down towards the floor, just as far as you're comfortable. And I want you to walk your hands around to your right foot. Just a little bit of rotation, breath in here. And as you breathe out, walking back to that centre. Again, breath in. As you breathe out, walking around to this left foot. And as you breathe out, walking back to that centre. Good, well done. And on that out breath again, we're going to slowly restack that spine, coming back up into standing. Good, let's do that again. Breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that chin down, rolling those hands slowly, just as far as you're comfortable, down towards the floor. Just sinking down here, breath in. As you breathe out, relaxing down. And we're going to walk our hands around to that right foot again. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walking those hands back to that centre. And again, breathing out, walk to that left foot. And as you breathe out, walking back round to that centre. Well done. And then just slowly, we're going to restack, coming back up into standing. Very good. So let's bring those feet back to that hip width distance apart. So just walk those feet back in again. They're back to that hip width distance here. Okay, so we're going to just do another roll down, just with our feet that hip width distance. So breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling, just really feel that spine curling down towards the floor. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, slowly re-stacking back up into standing. Okay, now I'm going to come to the end of my mat because I'm going to walk down into a plank from here. So feet that hip width distance, breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Just relaxing those arms here, breath in. As you breathe out, just soften those knees from here. And then we're going to walk our hands out into this plank position here. Now breath in here, holding that there. Now as you breathe out, we're going to lift up into a pike. Breath in to hold. And as you breathe out, back into my plank. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up into that plank. Breath in to hold here. And as you breathe out, back down into that plank. Well done. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, reach up. Lifting that bottom to the ceiling, breath in. And as you breathe out, back into that plank. Good. Breath in. Last time, as you breathe out, reach up to a plank. And as you breathe out, into this position again. Well done. Now we're going to drop down with those knees. And I'm going to bring one knee in front. We're going to reach into this high kneeling position here. Okay, so we're just going to stretch through our hips. We're going to reach my arms just forwards here. And I want you just to reach forwards with those hands, just stretching through those hips and coming back to that high kneeling. Well done. And again, reaching forwards and then coming back. And again, reach forwards, just stretching through that hip and back. And again, reaching forwards and back. Lovely. One last time. Reach forwards and back. Well done. Relax those arms down. We're going to switch round to our legs. Opposite leg in front. We're going to raise our hands. And I want you just to reach forward, just stretching through that hip and back. Good. Reach forward with those hands. And then lift back. Lovely. And again, reaching forwards and back. Reach forwards with those hands. Controlling back up. Lovely. Last few, reaching forwards and back. And let's just do one last time. Reaching forwards and then back. Well done. Relax those arms down. I'm going to bring those legs back round and come back down into 4-point kneeling and continue our class here. Okay, so we're continuing here in this position. So hands underneath those shoulders, knees underneath those hips. Make sure those elbows aren't locked back, so just nice and soft. The insides of the elbows should be facing each other. If you need to, you can come up onto a fist, just take the pressure off the wrist if you need to. Okay, so we're going to start by just moving and mobilising our spine with a cat stretch movement. So I want you to tuck your head under, arch that back up, flexing through the spine, and then we're going to drop down, look forward in that extension position. And again, tucking that head under, arching up, and then drop down, look forwards. Good. And again, tucking that head under, arching that back, and then drop down into that extension position. Good. And again, tucking that head under, arching that back, and dropping down. So just really gently mobilising that spine, tucking that head under, drop down, look forwards. Good. Last few. Just opening out through the spine, dropping down, look forwards, tucking that head under, arching up, and dropping down. Well done. Now on this next one, just think about where that midpoint is between those two movements, so that then we're finding that nice neutral position. So that back is nice and flat, tailbone just tucked under gently there, and that core is just gently engaged. Well done. Okay, so we're going to start by just reaching one leg behind, keeping that back nice and flat, that core lifted, and we're going to do some little rainbows. So from here, I want you just to do a little rainbow with that foot. So I'm just drawing a rainbow with that leg, just reaching, little movement side to side. Good. Breathing in and out here, not holding your breath. Well done. Reaching over with that rainbow. Now I want you to make that rainbow a little bit bigger. So just drawing those rainbows, just that little bit bigger here. Well done. Good. Really working that bottom, reaching side to side, drawing that rainbow, keeping that core gently engaged. Well done. Opening out. Good. A few more here. Drawing that rainbow. A little bit wider again. Very good. And we're going to make it a little bit smaller. So making that rainbow just that a little bit smaller again. Good. And a little bit smaller again. Very good. And just a tiny little rainbow now. And then back to that centre. Well done. I'm going to reach that leg away and just tap it out to the side. I'm going to put my hand behind my head, and then I'm just going to reach up and then come back down. So I'm just going to rotate my upper body and back. Well done. Opening out through that chest, folding back. Opening out and folding back. Good. And again, open out and folding back. Good. And folding back. Well done. And fold back. Well done. And one more. And then coming back. Bring that arm back down. Bring that leg back to that centre and fold back in. Well done. Okay, opposite leg now. We're going to reach away. Still keeping that core engaged. And we're going to start by those little rainbows. So just moving that leg side to side. Just drawing that rainbow with those toes. Well done. Opening out from there. Good. Drawing those rainbows. Still breathing in and out. Well done. Not holding your breath. Good. Now let's make those rainbows a little bit bigger. Opening out. Side to side. Good. Breathing in and out. Well done. Good. Well done. And let's go a little bit bigger again. Well done. And bigger. Good. Drawing those rainbows. Just reaching with that foot. Keep that core engaged. Well done. Neck long. Very good. Those big rainbows now. And we're going to go a little bit smaller again. Good. Well done. And a little bit smaller. Really working those bottom muscles. Good. And just little tiny rainbows here now. Very good. Still breathing in and out. And then back to that centre. Well done. Reach that leg out to the side. I'm going to put my hand behind my head and I'm going to rotate and back. Good. So opening out through that chest, folding back round, opening out and folding back. Good. And back. Good. Just reaching, opening that chest, folding back in. Good. Last few here. Well done. Opening out, folding back. And one last time. And opening out and folding back down. Bring that leg back round and folding back in. Well done. Let's drop down into that child pose stretch. Just lengthen out through those hands. Well done. Breath in. As you breathe out, sink down into that stretch. Breath in here. As you breathe out, relaxing down into that stretch. Drop that bottom down onto those heels. Well done. Breathing in and out. Just sinking down that little bit further. Well done. Breath in. And as you breathe out, relaxing down into that stretch. Well done. One more breath in here. And as you breathe out, just sinking down. Well done. Good. So walk those hands back up. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to come down onto our backs now. If you just come round onto your mats, onto your back. So coming down on your back here, feet and knees that hip width distance apart, just as we normally do. Just to begin with, we can tilt that pelvis forwards and back, just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements, so that pelvis in a nice and neutral position. That core's gently engaged, those ribs are soft, collarbones nice and wide, and that neck nice and long and lifted from there. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to go into a double leg stretch to begin with. So we're going to float my hands up towards the ceiling. We're going to start with our hand movement. I'm going to bring our arms up and around above our head in a big D shape and back to that start. So opening our arms around and back to that centre. Good, now make sure that we're not letting those ribs flare as we open our arms around and wide and lifting up. So keep that connection between those ribs and those hip bones as you come around. Now if you can, we're going to float one leg into tabletop and we're going to breathe out, lengthen the leg and breathe in as we fold back together. Lower that leg, opposite leg lifted, reaching away, breathing in as you fold back. Good. If that's comfortable, we can bring both legs up into double tabletop and we're still alternating one leg at a time, reaching away, alternating and back. So breathing out as you open, breathe in as you fold back. So it's nice, one nice smooth movement all together. Lovely, coming around and back, nice and controlled, opening out and back. Good. Reaching away, folding back. Very good. So keeping that control, opening out and folding back. And then back. Reaching away and fold back together. Good, so one nice smooth movement. Keep that core engaged. If you start to feel your back arching or your tummy doming, remember come back to that single tabletop if you need to, or even just those arms. Good, reaching away and folding back together. Good, nice and controlled, opening out, round and back, folding back together. Good, opening around, folding back. Very good. A few more here. Nice and controlled. Well done. And folding back together. Lovely. Let's do one more each side. Opening around, folding back together. And then folding back together. Well done. Just lower those arms back down, then those legs one at a time back to that start position. Well done. Okay, so let's just go into our bridge from here. So make sure your feet aren't too far away from you, so tucked up towards your bottom so you don't get cramp in those hamstrings. Feet and knees that hip width distance apart. And just to start, we're going to tilt that pelvis forwards and back, just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements, so that pelvis in a nice neutral position. That core's gently engaged, ribs soft, collarbones wide, and that neck long. So relax those arms down by your side and we'll take a breath in together here. As you breathe out, tuck that pelvis under, use those bottom muscles lifting up into that bridge, breath in here. Then as you breathe out, slowly walking that spine back down onto the mat. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, using those bottom muscles lifting up into that bridge, breath in here. Then as you breathe out, walking slowly back down onto the mat. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge, breath in here. And as you breathe out, slowly walking that spine back down onto the mat. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, using those bottom muscles, lifting up. Now, if you want to, when you're lifted here, you can stretch your leg, lower back down. If you can, keep there, stretch the other leg, and then lowering back down. So we can add that in if you're comfortable. So breath in, as you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Use those bottom muscles to help lift you. Keep those lifted. And we're going to lengthen the leg if you can. And the opposite leg. And then as you breathe out, gently peel that spine back down onto the mat. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under. Really feel like you're just lifting those vertebrae one at a time, lifting off the mat. Breath in here. If you can, reaching the leg away, folding back, reaching away, keeping that level through that pelvis, and then walking that spine just gently, bone by bone, down onto the mat again. Good. So really feel that mobility of the spine as well as we're working on that strength here. Good. Well done. And then slowly walking back down onto the mat. Well done. And again, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up and lengthening through. Well done. Keep going here if you can. And lowering down. Tucking that pelvis under. Use those bottom muscles, lifting up here, well done. And stretching the leg if you can. And opposite leg. And then slowly walking back down. Fantastic. Let's just do one last time. Tucking that pelvis under. Use those bottom muscles. Keep that pelvis level. Lengthen through that leg if you can. And the opposite leg. And then slowly lowering back down. Well done. Let's bring those knees and have a hug. Just stretch out through that back. So we're just breathing in and out here. On that out breath, if you can, just relaxing down into that stretch. Breath in. On the out breath, relax down if you can into that stretch. Well done. Breathing in and out. Relaxing down into that here if you can. Well done. Just sinking into that stretch on that out breath. Just opening out through that spine. Well done. Good. And out. And then just lowering those legs back down one at a time. Back to that start. Okay, so we're going to move through our hips now and also work our lower abdominals a little bit with our scissors movement. So keeping that pelvis level, if you need to just tilt that pelvis forwards and back again, just make sure we're starting in that nice neutral position. Core gently engaged, collarbones wide. And we're going to float one leg up into that tabletop position. From here, we're going to tap the foot down, back up and lower. Opposite leg lifted. Tap down, back up and lower. Now make sure we're keeping this 90-degree angle of this knee here. Back up and down, because your body often wants to cheat a little bit and bend at the knee, but it's our hips that are lowering these legs, so it's the hips that we're lowering through that movement. Good. If that's comfortable, then we can come straight up into double tabletop, but stay with that single leg if that feels it suits you, and just tapping that foot, lifting up. So we're alternating side still. If you start to feel that back arching or that tummy doming, then just come back to that single leg, and you can always mix and match through that, okay? So just working that core, those lower abdominals as you're tapping and tapping. Good. Breathing out as you're lowering, breathing in as you lift up. But most importantly, remember, don't hold your breath. Good. So tap down and lift up. Good. Just keeping that upper body nice and relaxed. Very good. So nice and controlled, tapping that foot down, keeping that knee at that same angle, so you're not bending that knee there. Good. Now if you can, we can go a little bit faster and tap, tap, tap. So we're breathing in and out. So a little bit faster movement if you can, but if that feels too much, just stick with a little bit slower or a single leg. Good. So breathing in and out. So just challenging that tummy, that core a little bit more. If you start to feel that back arching there, remember, just come down, have a break and join back in. Good. So keep going here if you can. Tapping, tapping. Well done. Keeping that control. Well done. Just controlling that movement, still lowering those legs from those hips, not letting those knees bend. Well done. Very good. Breathing in and out. Good. Breathing in and out. Good. Keeping that core engaged. Well done. Last few. Breathing in and out. Breath in and out. Very good. A few more if you can. Still breathing. Good. Well done. And out. And one more breath in and out. And then back again, lowering those legs down one at a time. Let's bring those knees in, have a quick hug and stretch out that back. Well done. So breathing in and out here. On that out breath, just give that little stretch, sinking down into that stretch a little bit further. Well done. Breath in and out, relaxing down. Good. So lowering those legs one at a time, back to that start. We're going to go straight into our rotation stretch here. So arms down by side or out to the side of you. We're going to drop those knees over, turn your head to the opposite side if you can, and then gently bring those knees back up and then over to that opposite side. Now opening out through that spine, use those toe muscles coming back up and over to that opposite side. So just opening out through that back, stretching here if you can, dropping those knees over, turning that head and lifting back up. Well done. Drop those knees over, turning that head And just enjoying that stretch, opening out through that spine. Well done. And back up. And over to that opposite side. Well done. Dropping those knees over, turning that head. And back up. Well done. Lovely. Let's do one more each side. Drop those knees over, turning your head. And coming back up. Lovely. Back to that centre. Well done. Bring those arms back down by your side. So let's stretch out through our bottom muscles now. So I'm going to put one foot onto the opposite knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you, just as far as you feel comfortable. And then holding that stretch. So we're just going to breathe in and out. On that out breath, if you can, just sink down into that stretch that little bit further if you can. If you want to, you can just drop to that side you're holding. Just increase that stretch slightly if you want to. We're holding this here, so breathing in and out. Relaxing down into that stretch. Well done. Breath in. And as you breathe out, just sinking down that little bit further if you can into that stretch. Well done. And relaxing down. Well done. Good. And lowering the leg back down. Do the same on the opposite side. So opposite foot onto the other knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you, just as far as you feel comfortable. And we're going to hold this stretch here. So just breathing in and out if you can. On that out breath, just sink down into that stretch that little bit further if you can. Holding that there. If you want to increase it further, you can just drop to that side you're holding if you feel it increase. As we're relaxing down into that stretch. Well done. No tension in that upper body. Just holding that here. Just sinking down into that stretch. Well done. Breath in. And out. Relaxing down. Well done. And then just relaxing that leg back down. Very good. Okay, so knee up to the ceiling. Going to lengthen through the back of the leg. Using your hand just to support the leg there if you want to. Toes pointing up to the ceiling. We're just going to hold this stretch. Just lengthen through the back of the leg here. Well done. Just breathing in and out. Just lengthening through the back of the leg. Don't overstretch it. Just take it to where it's comfortable. Good. Just hold that here. Well done. Very good. Keeping those toes pointing up to the ceiling. Good. And then just slowly lower that leg back down. Do the same on the other side. Knee up to the ceiling. Going to lengthen through the back of the leg. Toes pointing up to the ceiling. Just supporting that leg with the hand here if you want to, just to hold this stretch. No tension through the upper body. Just gently breathing in and out. Just take that leg to where it's comfortable. Don't overstretch it. If you're feeling it shaking or going, just relax off that stretch just slightly there. Just holding that stretch gently. Breathing in and out. And just sinking down into that. Well done. Breath in. And out. Relaxing down. And again, breath in. And out. Relaxing down. Very good. Well done. And then just slowly lowering that leg back down. Well done. So we're going to come back round and up into sitting. Just sitting either with your legs crossed or legs out in front, however you're comfortable. I'm just going to relax those shoulders back down. Good. So we're going to reach our arms up towards the ceiling. And we're going to stretch to our sides. I want you to imagine you're climbing a rope. So reaching side to side. So I'm looking up, if you want to, just reach for that rope. So as if I'm climbing each side, just pulling myself up, lengthening side to side. Good. Well done. Reaching each side here. Well done. Last few, reaching up, and one more each side, and then back to that centre, lower that head and lower those arms back down. Well done. Okay, relaxing the shoulders, and we're just going to stretch through our necks now. So just going to drop our chin down to our chest and just feel that lengthening through the back of the neck there. So breathe in and out. Good. And again, breath in. And as you breathe out, just want you to look around to that right knee. Just feel that stretch through that opposite side of the neck. Just sinking those shoulders down. Breath in. and out, relaxing down. Good. And then we're going to drop that chin back to that chest again. And this time I'm going to look to that left knee. Just feel that stretch through that opposite side, just lengthening through that neck. Really drop those shoulders down, particularly if you have any tension through there, just feel that rolling off those shoulders. Good. And then dropping that chin back down to your chest again. And then just slowly lifting that neck back up. Good. And then we're going to rotate our neck, so breath in. As you breathe out, rotating that head around, just lengthen through that shoulder. Just drop any tension down, sink those shoulders down. Back to that centre, opposite side, rotating around. Dropping that shoulder, feel any tension roll off those shoulders. Back to that centre and just relaxing those shoulders down. Well done. I'm going to bring my fingers together here. I'm going to reach those fingers away, drop that chin down again. Look to those hands together. We're going to lift up to the ceiling and open wide. Good. Fingers together. Reach away, drop down. Look up with those hands together and that head and opening wide. Lovely. One last time. Reach the fingers together. Reach away. Drop down. Look up together. Reaching up and opening those hands nice and wide. Lovely. And relax those shoulders down. Fantastic. Well, thanks for joining us for our class today. Hope you enjoyed it and hopefully see you again next time.